Good afternoon. You all are funny. I want to thank you all for joining us today for what is going to be a very, very exciting announcement. The size of today's crowd is just it's really an indication of the excitement in this community for the streetcar, which is what we're here to talk about today. Now, we're here at Rookwood Pottery, a great Cincinnati company with a great history and a great heritage. And the owner, Chris Rose, could not be with us today, but his brother is here. And I don't know where he is now. He disappeared on me. He's somewhere around there. There's his brother, Pat. But he wanted us to know that he is an avid supporter of the streetcar for the city of Cincinnati. Now, you know, over the last several years, we've seen a lot of progress in the city. We've seen new housing being built in neighborhoods across Cincinnati. Cincinnati Public Schools have been building beautiful new buildings, including the new building for the School of Creative and Performing Arts. The University of Cincinnati and Xavier University have both undertaken major construction projects. We've been transforming over the Rhine with the help of 3CDC, with new condos and new businesses coming into the area. Fountain Square, of course, is hot. People are coming from all parts of this area to hang out and to be a part of the activity that is going on in and around Fountain Square. We're seeing the construction of a new skyscraper in the city of Cincinnati. And of course, the Banks project is rising out of the ground. It's hard to imagine another Midwestern city that is seeing so much progress in such a short period of time. So now it's time to take the next step. The next step to guarantee that we're going to build an even greater and brighter future for the city of Cincinnati. And that's exactly why we are going to build a streetcar. A new streetcar system in the city of Cincinnati will lead to new development along the streetcar route. It will bring new businesses, it will bring new jobs, new housing, and new people to the city of Cincinnati. It's really all about growth. And if our city is going to continue to be a great city to live in, we must continue to grow this great city. You know, across the country, the cities that are growing are the cities that take on big challenges, the ones that take on bold projects. We can't just sit back in Cincinnati and expect that to happen. We have to put forth the effort to make sure that we are acting responsibly for future generations. You know, I talk about this all the time, but past generations of Cincinnatians took on major challenges, took on big projects, so that we would have the opportunity to enjoy the fruits of their labor. We have the exact same responsibility as the current leaders in this city to take on big projects that we know are going to grow this region, big projects that we know are going to grow our economy and attract more resources, big projects that we know are going to bring more people to the city of Cincinnati, and projects that we know are going to build a bigger and brighter future for the city of Cincinnati. And that's what today's announcement is all about. So without any further delay, I want to introduce to you our city manager, Milton Mahoney Jr., who's going to make today's announcement. Milton.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I add my thanks and appreciation to Rookwood for allowing us to use the space today. A lot has changed since we began the quest for this project. The economy certainly has changed from when we began, and also we have a different administration with a different agenda that's in place in D.C. I will come back to that in just a few minutes. A couple of things have not changed, and one is the need for this project, and also the fact that we need help to get it done. The city never intended to provide its own design, build, operate, and maintain function. Therefore, we went out for an RFQ process. We had 4 respondents with international experience, URS, Herzog, Bombardier, and the Cincinnati Streetcar Development Partners. We narrowed it down to 2 finalists, and we're pleased to announce today that the Cincinnati Streetcar Development Partners is our selection to be the project manager for the Cincinnati Streetcar. The competition was very strong. We were certainly heartened by the fact that organizations with international experience would be interested in working on the streetcar project in Cincinnati. but we were certainly struck by the Streetcar partners' enthusiasm, the fact that they had thought it through. They talked to us about how they would approach building it. They have expertise in communications and planning. They had an attention to detail. And we were just overall impressed with what they brought to the table. Now, unlike the other three organizations that bid on this work, Cincinnati Streetcar Development Partners is not a single organization. It is a partnership made up of several organizations. And I'd like to have them come up and join me. Parsons Brinkerhoff, Burgess and Neipel, DNK Architects, G.J. Birding, Wordsworth Communications, PNC Capital Markets, Property Advisors, Stacy and Whitbeck, looks like Railworks Corporation, Megan Construction, and Jostin Concrete Construction. All of these entities make up the partnership that is the Cincinnati Streetcar Development Partners. And so they get it when we talk about teamwork, because they are a team and they will be working with our team. Fred Craig will come up in just a minute to make remarks on behalf of the group. But let's go back and talk a little bit about why and why now. You heard the mayor outline the need for the project and the fact that the economy has been as difficult as it has put more pressure on us to try to deal with our budgetary issues. The federal administration has endorsed infrastructure, green development, and transit. Streetcar is all of those things. They are allocating money for these projects now, and therefore it is timely for us to be in pursuit of it. We have been in communication with the federal government over the last several months. In fact, there has been draft legislation that's been floated, the Federal Streetcar Revitalization Act of 2009. We have been asked to comment on that. We've been asked to be involved in the process, and so we have aggressively done that. Fred, I know that you and your team will work hard. Where's Fred? There you are. Don't be hiding back there. The work is about to begin. I know that they will work hard. They will be a good partner for us. Our next steps include we'll need to negotiate a contract with this partnership and get that approved. And then we have to continue to engage the federal government. This project cannot be built without federal assistance. And I know their contacts will help us, and we look forward to a long, fruitful working relationship. I would be remiss if I did not thank my boss, Mayor Mallory, for his leadership on this, and the administration streetcar team, which hardly ever gets mentioned. I want to thank them for all of their hard work in helping us get to this point. So Fred, come on up and represent your team.
Thank you very much. That's great. You know, you all may think that I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I feel that way today because I get to stand up with the mayor and the city manager and these people. We're very fortunate and really privileged to work on this project for all of you. It's going to be a great experience. I also want to acknowledge our competitors in this because one of the things that they did was made us come up with really the best ideas we possibly could, and I want to acknowledge our competitors in URS who did really a fabulous job in making us really work hard. This city really does have a world-class team standing before it. You'll notice, however, that most of the people standing behind me are Cincinnatians. And that is one of the things that made us really look at how we were going to do this project, and that is to do it for Cincinnati with Cincinnatians. 10 of the Cincinnati Streetcar Development Partners firms are locally owned small or minority businesses that reside in Cincinnati. Therefore, they really get it about what we need to do in our community, and I am just privileged to be the person speaking on their behalf today. One thing I'd like to do is introduce them. I am the spokesperson today, but I want to introduce them one by one. John Bruno from Burgess and Nipel, Albert Smitherman representing Jostin Concrete and Brewster Concrete Pumping, Evans Wonkwo from Megan Construction Company, Steve Bergman from HDR, David Kirk from D&K Architects, Chris Nyberg from HDR, Daryl Goodson, who is Executive Vice President of Stacy & Whitbeck, who will be the contractor on the job, Andrew Bench, who will be the project manager actually building the job for the project. So he's the guy that you want to call if we have barrels in the street. Mike Mall. Mike, don't call the city manager. Mike Mall from Wordsworth Communications. Jerry Birding, Judy Craig from Parsons Brinkerhoff, Scott Golan, Peg Myrtle, and Whitney from Jostin Concrete. Nationally, this group represents the construction and design capability of about 80% of the streetcar and light rail projects in the country. That kind of credentials are very difficult to compete with. We've done projects, this group and this company has done projects all over the United States in big cities like San Francisco, in New York, and Atlanta, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Cleveland. Really, a really incredible group of very talented people who are devoted to building this project for our city. Locally, our team has worked on projects like the Great American Ballpark and Fort Washington Way, and the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. And those are projects that I believe we can hold up with the city of Cincinnati as great projects that have been successful. And those are projects, especially Fort Washington Way, which is the one that we most recently completed with the city, on time, on budget project of extraordinary magnitude that the city managed. So they have the credentials and the capability within City Hall to do this project themselves. A couple of things about our team. Stacy & Whitbeck is probably the premier contractor for streetcar projects, light rail projects, and commuter rail projects in the United States. This is their entree into the Midwest, and they're opening an office here to build this project with us. However, most of the work will be provided by local labor. They're not bringing in a big cast to do it. It'll be done by local labor, so there will be opportunities for jobs in this project. We're also really thrilled to have PNC Bank on our project team as well to help us with developing a financing team. PNC Bank, while you may think of them as a lender, is the largest owner of LEED certified buildings in the country. Those are environmentally certified buildings that are energy conserving and are environmentally sensitive. So that's the kind of attention to detail that we have planned for this project. So here, what I have before me, or standing behind me, is kind of like that guy on the Verizon network thing. You know, he stands up and he's talking and he's got the network behind him. Well, that's what this is this is the Verizon network for the streetcar system. I won't plug him anymore. But the reality is it's an incredible group of people. And the other thing is we are working with an incredible group of people too, because we have a city administration and a city manager and a mayor and city council who are taking this city's future seriously. Much of what we have in this city was built by a prior generation. And we now have a generation here who is working to make our city a better place. And I personally am honored to be here and be part of Cincinnati. We've had so many opportunities, and now we're really going to move forward. So I really want to thank you all for that opportunity. I have to mention a couple of people. I would be remiss if we didn't mention John Snyder. John has carried the flag. John actually convinced me that streetcar was a good thing for Cincinnati, because at first I wasn't really sure, but he certainly convinced me, and it certainly is the right thing. The other person I'd like to mention is John Dietrich, who is now running the Banks project. Some of the things that John did in the Fort Washington Way project will make this streetcar project much easier. And I'm thrilled. It wasn't but about 3 weeks after John came back from Washington that the tower cranes were up in the riverfront. And the other person, I think, is Michael Moore. I remember 3 years ago, he invited Charlie Hales from HDR, who is really the father of the modern streetcar. to Cincinnati, and Michael came and listened to Charlie, and Michael really carried the torch within the city of Cincinnati for a long time to get this done. The reason that I bring them up is this. The emphasis of our project team was Cincinnati Streetcar Development Partners. Emphasis on each one of those words. We are a partner group of people represented here and with key people in the city administration. But the other thing is that I believe today is that all of you all are partners as well. Because in order for this project to work, to support the city administration, to help us get the project built, we will need every one of us and 1,000 more. So what I hope you will do today is to go out and make a convert. Ask them what they like or don't like, and you can call me directly if you have an idea, because we think that's what this should be. This should be a partnership between our community, it should be a partnership with the city of Cincinnati, and it should be a partnership with the citizens of our community who really want to see this happen. So I want to thank you all very much. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of years out here in front riding the streetcar, because I think it will have a huge impact on our community. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.